Well, there's certainly a need to lower the carbon footprint.
Yeah.
And that really dovetails into the new product that you have recently brought to market.
Verdium.
Verdium.
Yeah, for the Spanish word verde, for green. No, no, we love the name. So Verdium took 2 years to develop. I know the team that worked on it, they did an amazing job, because it's not, everybody has recycled metal. But how do you prove that it is? How do you certify it? How do you manage and control the end-to-end cycle or the chain of custody of that metal, so that when you get it as someone who's buying it, knows that it's recycled and not just feels good about it. We really want you to feel good about it. And that's part of, still think that's part of the challenge. Mm-hmm. That you who buy metal, you should feel good about getting recycled metal. You should seek it out. You should want it. But at the same time, there's definitely value there. And the CO2 footprint, like you said, is a tremendous story. The IPA, International Platinum Association, has documented 1 kilogram of platinum. If you mine 1 kilogram of platinum from the time from the work in exploration to concentration, conversion, and refining, more than 33 tons of CO2 you are responsible for.
Right.
All right. But the above ground stocks, you've heard about this all week, the above ground stocks are tremendous, especially for platinum. So much platinum is used out there that really doesn't lose weight,
right,
like in the glass industry, and it just keeps getting recycled. Anyway, to recycle a kilogram of platinum, it's maybe a ton of CO2. That includes everything: the smelter, the crucible, the induction furnaces, the whole
process,
thing.
Right?
Look, IPA studies this really closely. BASF studies these things really closely. These cradle to grave looks at things. So Verdium. It took a couple years. We wanted to have a traceable, third party audited recycled metal and we use UL, United Laboratories, UL Solutions to audit us, and there's a standard that we follow. It's much like an ISO standard to ensure the claim of recycled metal.
Yeah, that's really very interesting.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it took a long time. It was a lot of work. I don't envy what they went through. And by the way, it's not just the metal. Like, we can do it to the solution. Like, if you convert platinum to, say, chloroplatinic acid, we can do it to the solution. And technically, we can even do it to the catalyst. If you're buying AutoCat, right, we can, because, remember, this is why we do this. We do this because we want metal, right? Recycling is fantastic, but we're also one of the biggest producers of AutoCat. And so this is really a full loop system. So we recycle your cats, you sell the metal to us, we turn it into solution, and then it goes right to Huntsville or Nienberg or Poland, wherever we're making catalyst and all over the world. And big giant totes, you can know what's going into your catalyst, and we can certify the catalyst.
Well, which industries do you see would have a greater interest in this lower carbon footprint recycled Verdium product?
I mean, you think about big users of precious metals. It's not just automotive OEMs, but look, they're at the top of the food chain here. But chemical companies, petrochemical companies, large glass companies, they all have goals to decarbonize. They all have goals to be more sustainable. And, I think that there is something called Scope 3 or Scope 3.1 GHG emissions targets, where this has to do with material that you buy to produce your product. So anybody buying a precious metals product or a precious metal to produce something, could claim Scope 3 credits, because if you're saving, say for platinum, if you're saving 97% and you're using a lot of metal, like a glass plant, like an oil refinery.
I was going to ask, petroleum industry, do they have an interest?
Yeah,
do they buy carbon credits as well?
They should, yes. Yes, absolutely. That's the hope. It's funny though, large companies are complicated, and I come from one. And yes, you have all these companies talking about, they have these goals and sustainability and all that, but the people that are in charge of that aren't always talking to the people buy metal, the right people within their own company. And so when you go to those people who do buy the metal or are responsible for these things, you would think, I've been to companies where it's in the lobby.
Integration there, yeah.
Right. And listen, I was very involved with BASF's own sustainability efforts, and I get it. I say BASF's enormous, but no, there's definitely a lot of potential there.